one last go. Cunts. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I'm Random Ross and today I'm reviewing the final season of The Boys. Yes, the fifth and final season that stars Karl Urban, Jack Quaid, Anthony Starr, Erin Moriarty, Jessie T, Usher, Laz Alonso, Chance Crawford, Thomas Capone, Karen Fukuhara, Nathan Mitchell, Colby Minifie, Susan Heyward, Valorie Curry, David, Diggs and Cameron Crovetti. So, as I said, this is the final season of The Boys, where the boys, led by Billy Butcher, plan to break out Huey, Frenchie, and Mother's Milk from a concentration camp, a Homelander concentration camp, and have to, continue to take down Vought and Homelander and the Seven, and also Homelander discovers that there is a V1 drug, which was around before V1, that doesn't just give its people superpowers, but makes them immortal. And Homelander wants to get hold of that because he believes he is the second coming of Jesus, or he himself is actually God, and gets the help of Soldier Boy, his father, to find this V1 and, of course, become immortal. And those who do not believe he is the one and only God will destroy them. But of course, the boys don't let them do that. They have one big brawl showdown, and before you know it, if you read the comics and you've seen the season, you'll know how it pans out. So what did I like about this season? Well, it was the final season, so they thought, clearly, let's go out with a bang. There was 8 episodes, each of them, there was, episode 1 was 15 inches of sheer dynamite where they break them out of the camp. That was a good episode, a great premiere as well. Unfortunately, A-Train, who came to his senses and decided to fight on the right side, dies at the hand of Homelander, but doesn't give him the satisfaction of whimpering or begging for his life. He dies a true hero. And then there's episode 2, Teenage Kicks, where they develop the soup virus, which again they acquired in the last season from the first season of Gen V, and they test it out. We find that Soldier Boy V1 soups are immune to this virus, as it only gives them a bad case of man flu, or the soups version of it. And he comes, and Homelander believes that once he's immortal, he's immune to it. Then there's Every One of You Sons of Bitches, which, is it's a bit of a filler episode, that one, but it has its moments. We have guest appearances in there from Seth Rogen, McLovin, the guy from The Last Man on Earth, and we get the other guy, who played Sam Winchester from Supernatural in there as Mr. Marathon, and we get the guy who's Castiel as well in that. And, other than that whole crazy mansion scene where he's splattering everyone and stuff and what have you, and Soldier Boy, the rest of it kind of felt like a filler episode. And then there's King of Hell, which, is, how can I say, where we see the episode from various characters' perspective, and that each bit of it's like dedicated to them and stuff. Even Butcher's dog Terror has his own little segment in that. Other than Soldier Boy and a few of the stories here and there, that is a bit of a filler one, but has its good moments. Bit of a shock end where Homelander, Oh wait, no. That's episode 5 one shots. Episode 4, is another good episode where Homelander believes he is now God and what have you. Then we go to episode 6, Through the Heavens Fall. That was a good episode and, quite an intense ending. And, yeah, ends there. And then we got the penultimate ever episode, The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk. That sets things up for the finale. Sad ending, of course. Homelander, yeah. Then we got the last episode, Blood and Bone, where the boys have one last go. Kimiko, after Soldier Boy is put back into cryostasis by Homelander not feeling his love, Kimiko undergoes a radiation exposure to try and get Soldier Boy's beam blast that could mortal Soups. And of course, they go to the White House, they face O'Father, Annie, Starlight deals with the Deep. After the Deep pisses off the ocean creatures, and we get a little voice cameo from Samuel Jackson as a hammerhead shark in the penultimate episode. We see that, we see, the end. I mean, it's been out for over a week and a half now, the finale. I'm sure everyone's had the chance to see it. But spoilers if you haven't, Homelander gets mortaled, and after begging Butcher that he'll do anything, suck his dick, eat his shit, he twats him with a crowbar. Just like in the comics, but a bit different, gets it through his head, cracks the top of his head off. And then, of course, Butcher, is he dying? No, turns out, he bonds with the cancer that made him sick, and it becomes that tentacled parasite like a venom symbiote. And that's, how he gets it. So, yeah. And, of course, they, sadly, Butcher finds he has nothing left to live for once Ryan doesn't want to start again with him, and Terra sadly dies. Not at Homelander's hand. It's a peaceful one for the little guy, even though he could have probably died from radiated exposure from Kimiko. But Butcher then threatens to release the virus at Vought Tower, but Huey stops him, and Butcher falls. But our main guys more or less get a happy ending. Frenchie, even though he's dead and probably doesn't know if he's going to heaven or not, he's at peace because he knows that they were his family and they loved him. Huey and Annie are expecting months later. Kimiko is just living her life, and Ryan, gets taken in by MM and he gets back with his family. It's a good ending. So I liked that. I liked, that our main gang finally did what they were trying to do for the last 5 seasons. Do they take down Vought? Not exactly, but they take down Homelander, and the 7 are no more. But of course, we do have a few flaws. Like I say, some of the episodes were filler, but also the Gen V gang. Now, obviously, we know that Gen V has been cancelled after 2 seasons. There won't be a third one. There were plans for a 3rd season, I believe. But the way season 2 of Gen V ended, I thought, in fact, I think a lot of us thought they were going to play a key role in this final season, but their roles are reduced to cameos, and we only see 3 of the Gen V gang, and that is Marie, Jordan in female form, and Emma. And like I say, cameos, and a bit disappointed. I feel if they played more of a role in it, like the show made it out they would, I probably wouldn't have been so much disappointed with the cancellation of the show. But then again, they took down Godolphin University. Where can they go with that? I mean, could they just live in a world divided by prejudice with Soups and humans? If I wanted to see something like that, I'd just watch X-Men. But they do plan to make more spin-offs, and including the Gen V lot, so they're not done with them. But then again, if they plan to use them in future projects, why cancel Gen V? But we have more to come. We have The Boys Mexico, which has been in the works for ages, and we have the upcoming prequel season where there is a trailer for it now called Vought Rising, where we see it all begin with Vought, Soldier Boy, Bomb Sight, Private Angel, Stormfront, and Torpedo. So yeah, there were a few moments in there where I feel it was setting up, things for Vought Rising, which we're getting in 2027. So The Boys' main show has ended, but the franchise is far from done. So yeah, I guess some dislikes were that it was how they went about the Gen V gang, and there was some, like I say, filler moments in there, but the acting was good. Anthony Starr should get an Emmy for playing Homelander. I mean, the last 7 years he's played that character, and Karl Urban is Billy Butcher, Jack Quaid is Huey Campbell, and Erin Moriarty as Annie January Starlight, and Laz Alonso, and Karen Fukuhara, all did great jobs as the main gang, the boys, along with the suits, the seven. We didn't get Queen Maeve back, not even for a cameo. I would have loved to see her watch the broadcast live where Homelander gets it, but Dominique McElliott, she's done with that. She's like a retired actress, I believe. Wasn't interested in returning, but I believe she was asked. But like I say, reasons, I guess. But we finally see the Deep get what's coming to him, as he has just been. Let's face it, the Deep has always been a bit of a pathetic character, but yeah. It's been it wasn't a terrible season. It didn't end terribly like I was thinking it would, but there are people, I guess the whole finale in that with this season has the fandom divided. Me personally, I thought the show ended on a good enough note. Whatever their envisions were, I've seen AI and stuff of how it should have ended and that. Whether it was budgetary reasons, I don't know. But Eric Kripke, the showrunner, says he's done a passion project. He's done The Boys, which he originally envisioned as a movie, but I think has worked as a TV show. And we've had 5 great seasons out of it. And I've enjoyed every second of it. Even though it's had its dull moments, it's had moments where it's had its on-off seasons as well. This season, it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough for me. Like I say, I feel they could have done a bit better in some parts here and there, particularly with the finale, but I'm happy with what we got from this. And, even though the main show's done, there's still more to come from this universe. The VCU, Vought Cinematic Universe, as they put it in the show. But where do they go now? I guess we'll see with whatever future projects they've got. But the next show we got coming is Vought Rising, which is a prequel show. So we're going back in time with that one. And I've seen the trailer for it. It looks good, but we shall find out when it comes out in early 2027, I'm hoping for. Definitely in 2027. Anyway, I've rambled on about that. The Boys, Season 5, or Season V. The Compound V and that. I feel that they thought, let's do 5 seasons, Compound V. Whether that was the idea or the plan or not, I don't know. But yeah, I guess I was disappointed. I was sad that it was ending, but glad that it was ending, because I feel that sometimes shows, they don't know when to end, and they can get drawn out to the point where like The Walking Dead, for example. That was one show that went on longer than it needed to, and but I say when a show has a 4 to 5 season plan, or even a 3 season plan, that is the way to do it. And like I say, I've enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed all of it, even though it's had some downer moments, like it does, as I said already. But all in all, I've enjoyed the show, and Gen V, despite that being short-lived, I loved that show too. I mean, given that it was cancelled and they're not doing any more with that, it kind of has rendered that a bit useless. But one thing it did set up, the whole soup virus subplot. But yeah, I was gutted when I found out that that's not happening now. But like I say, their characters are not done yet, as they said. I really hope we get to see the whole Gen V gang, like I say, in The Boys Mexico or whatever future spin-offs they're brainstorming on. But yeah, The Boys season 5. Is it the best season? No, but I enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah, I've rambled on enough now. What am I going to rate this final season of The Boys? You know what? Like I say, it wasn't perfect. It was good. It was, brilliant, but like I say, had some flaws here and there. I think I will give The Boys season 5 a... You know what? I'll give it a 4. 4 out of 5 for The Boys season 5. So there you go. I imagine this review's gone on a lot longer than I anticipated, so if you've stuck to the end, thanks for watching, it means a lot. So yeah, what did you think to this final season? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you divided like I've been a bit, because I've had a week to process it all and that? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so you can check all that out. And if you love horror content, I have a channel for that too, linked down below or in the cards above, so you can check that out whenever you want. Like I say, it's a click for you, means a great deal to me, but that choice is yours at the end of the day, and that no one can take away from you. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this one, and until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.